These 3 barn owl chicks are around 40 days old and alone in the nest. 4 days ago, the father, Finn, sadly died in a water trough. And their mother, Gylfie, is taking a break in a nearby nest. Around this age, the parents don't spend time with their young. But the 3 owlets, Freya, Griffin and Fern, have become a great team. Barn owl chicks normally compete with each other. But this trio share food between them, which must be a great help to Gylfie. In spite of losing their dad, they're developing well. And when they flap their wings, their fluffy down comes off, revealing new feathers. Gylfie's got a work cut out, providing for them alone. But I'm around to lend a hand, putting extra food into the nest. As the heatwave continues, the chicks are really feeling it. They spread out to avoid sharing body heat, move as little as possible, and start goulard fluttering. This is when birds open up the mouth and breathe quickly to cool down, similar to a panting dog. As night falls, the temperature drops. Eldest chick Freya makes her way to the entrance. And takes a first look at the outside world. But she soon returns to her siblings. These 3 barn owls seem to have a particularly close bond. Now at 7 weeks old, it's time for the chicks to get their ID rings. These will allow us to identify them for the rest of their lives. So I'm just going to head up and get the owlets out now. I gently place the chicks into the bag. They're really heavy, these young barn owls. Lovely little female there. Right, I've got all 3 barn owls in the bag. I'm just going to get these rung as quickly as possible now.
Got them?
Yeah. They're looking really good, these little guys. So, very heavy barn owls.
Are they?
Yeah, I've been feeding them well.
Good, that's what they want.
Keep this as quick as possible for the owlets, so we're going to start with the largest one. Here we have a lovely, lovely female.
Ooh, yeah.
Look at the colouring on this one. Absolutely superb. A dark colouring and a dark fringing around the facial disc also tells us she's definitely a female, this owl. Jean fits the chick with a lightweight metal ring, perfectly sized to fit for life. Jean's an experienced ringer and ensures the process doesn't harm the chicks at all. The chicks are weighed and the data sent off to a national database. Right, that's got the barn owlets ringed. I'm just going to get them popped back in the nest now. I get them back into the nest as quickly as possible to minimise disturbance. Soon, the siblings have settled back into the nest. Middle chick Griffin is almost 8 weeks old and is pouncing around the nest. Then leaps up to the entrance. Oldest sister Freya doesn't seem to like this and grabs at him. Eventually he retreats into the nest, but Freya seems confused, begging for food from Griffin. Usually it's adults with food coming in from the entrance. Gylfie's working hard as a single parent, bringing in food for the chicks and delivering multiple times a night. But when Freya gets a bit feisty in the entrance, Gylfie quickly shows her who's boss. She forces the chick back into the nest and makes her way to the feeding post. Here she meets a new male. This is amazing. It's only been 3 weeks since Gylfie lost Finn, and she's already caught the eye of a new suitor. They seem to hit it off immediately, and I see that he's got a ring, but I can't quite read the number yet. Back at the nest, Freya jumps to the entrance. And then takes a leap, fledging to the platform below. She takes a look around, before being joined by a young tawny owl. Her siblings react. Freya gets defensive and starts to posture. But as the tawny owl retreats, she returns to the safety of the nest. After a taste of the outside world, Freya spends a lot of time flapping and pouncing, while her siblings watch on. And that night, Freya leaps from the nest, taking her very first flight. A few minutes later, she tries to return, but she can't quite get her aim right. She's got a bit of learning to do. She has better luck the following day when she's reunited with her siblings. Over the next few days, all 3 chicks spend more time in the entrance. And they spend time flapping and pouncing together. There's no wonder we have 3 tired barn owl chicks. Across the fields at Fotherdale, I spot Gylfie entering the sycamore nest, and her new male follows her in. On closer inspection, I can see his ring number, and I look through my records to find it's a male owl called Dryer. In 2019, he was rescued from a corn dryer by Jean Thorpe. He was brought here for release and put into Elm Stump at the same time as Finn, Gylfie's previous partner. So he's actually Finn's surrogate stepbrother. And now he's got his eye on Gylfie. This just shows the power of ringing. Without this ring, we would never have known Dryer's story. It's now the end of August and Griffin is 58 days old. At night he hops to the entrance. And finally fledges the nest. While his siblings watch on. Freya even comes to greet him. With the other chicks fledged, Fern spends more time alone. I can sense she's getting restless. But soon it's her turn. After a quick visit from her sibling, she leaves the nest for the first time. Fern doesn't come back to the nest that night and spends the following day out in the trees. All three barn owls have fledged now, but they continue to use elm as a base for the next few weeks. My cameras capture them as they begin to explore the area, landing outside my house, feeding themselves on maize wool, and visiting the sycamore nest. They've still got a lot to learn, including how to deal with the neighbours and the best spots to pick up food. From being tiny chicks, Freya, Griffin and Fern have come a long way. When Finn passed, I wasn't sure how this family would cope. But now at 3 months old, they are strong, independent owls, living a life in the wild. And with Gylfie and Dryer's courtship developing, I'm looking forward to see what happens over the coming months. Sadly, Gylfie and Finn's story has come to an end. But Gylfie and Dryer's is only just beginning. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to see more. Here's a taste of what you'll enjoy seeing on this channel.